Hello, it's Jay here again and welcome to another video. So in the last lesson we had a position check script. We got the basics of that up and running. And now I'm going to come back to the block movement script just for the time being. And what we're going to do is clamp the position so that the blocks cannot go beyond the boundaries. So in fact I'll just deal with the x-axis to begin with, and I'll create a series of variables. I'll make these public of type int underscore x position, close that line off. Into the comments, let's put defines new x-axis position, and we'll create a type public int again underscore positive x. I'm going to make that equal to +1. Close that off. Into the comments, defined positive movement position value. And we'll copy and paste that in below, and we're just going to change it to negative and then to -1, and then we'll change the comments and finally public int underscore set pos or neg for negative, positive, and I'll just add x to the end. And again I'll put into the comments defines if we are setting a positive or negative modifier. So this is going to be the position we move to, whether we want to move positively or negatively, so from right to left, and we're going to set which of the values it should be. Obviously the values are 1 because that's what we're moving by here. If I come to move block or any of the move block horizontal, we always move in by a value of 1. And again, these can be of type private. I'm just making them public here so you can see them working in the inspector. And let's come down now to move block horizontal. And just, I think I'll put it here just below this line where we make the variable equal the input. And we're going to say underscore x position is going to equal, and this is going to throw an error, but I'm going to do it anyway, this way to begin with. We're going to say mathf dot, and we want to clamp. We're going to open and close brackets, and what we're going to do is say the current position dot x plus whatever we're set to, whether we're set to positive or negative. we're going to say -4, comma, +4. Come to the end of the line, close that line off. Now, as you can see, it's thrown an error, and this is because this deals with float, whereas we're only moving in ints. And we've defined this as an int. Well, that's an easy fix. We can just cast this as an int by opening, closing brackets just after the equals and adding int into there. And I'll break this line up as I commented, so I'll put x position equals I'll put clamp, and you can put cast as an int if you wish. By the current position x-axis plus the modifier and you could put clamp between these two values. So what this means is we cannot move the object, in this case the block, beyond a position of -4 here or +4 over here, and this is what we're having as the modifier for the movement. So just a little word of note, the values of -4 and +4 will not be accurate for all blocks. So please be aware of that. So you might find some blocks work perfectly within the bounds, some slightly hang over, or maybe just on one side. And this because of the different shapes and where the actual center positional value is derived from. But it's not something we're going to worry about, because what we're going to do later is we're going to modify these values depending on the current block. But I want to do that later. For now, I just want to show you how to limit positional movement using the mathf.clamp. So, as I say, we will be coming back and having modified values for each block, so it works perfectly. But just for the moment, it will work correctly on some blocks and it probably won't on others. So just be aware of that. For the time being. So obviously, if the horizontal move input is greater than 0, we're wanting a plus value, as we've set here. So what we're going to do is say set positive and negative x to equal the positive x value. We'll put this into the comments. To equal the positive x, and you can put value or variable, whatever you want, however you want to word it. Let's just copy that line, and we'll come to the if block below if we're horizontal input is less than 0, then we're going to change this to negative x. And we'll paste that in there. And I've just realised what I've done. So let me just go up to the public int, and I've made a typo. That should be an A. So just made a little typo there, so sorry about that. Let's fix that. So now that will work in conjunction with this line. And this value, this modifier set pos or negative x, will now be positive or negative depending on which way we move the controller stick. And once we've done that, we can come, and we're actually going to come to this line, current positive position x plus equals 1. Well, we don't need to say that anymore. What we just need to do is say equal the underscore x position and we're going to change that on the x-axis to equal the underscore x position value. And we can just copy that again, and it's going to be the same for the minus. So let's just paste that in, and it's going to be exactly the same this time because obviously we're setting positive and negative values here and here. So let's just save that off. We'll downsize, let that recompile, we'll hit play. And we'll try and move the block left or right, which we can still do. Let's see how far we can actually move. So now if I try and move left, it just won't let me. We've hit a boundary. And you can see now why I don't want the block falling while we're moving left and right at this particular time. And that's because it just helps with testing. So let's have a look at the right value. So that's working great with that particular shape. As I say, I know it won't be for some. I know the eye shape, I don't expect that to be working correctly at the moment, but that's fine. As I say, we can fix that very soon. Now, you may find the controls a little bit laggy. Now we've done this, we will again be optimizing later. So again, we'll fix these problems, but for now, we just want to avoid being able to move further than we want to. So yeah, this video is all about just getting things in place. And then we will worry about optimizing the code and making tweaks just to polish things up, sort out any niggling little problems. But we're just wanting to get things to a roughly working state at the moment. So what I've done now, I've just copied all those variables, all 4 that we just created, and I'm just going to change the naming conventions from X to Y. The naming conventions can stay exactly the same. In fact, sorry, that actually shouldn't be Y because we're working on Z-axis. Yeah. Sorry about that, of course it is. I do apologise, I just cannot seem to seem to get my brain in gear today, so I do apologise. I am trying for you. Let's just copy one of the lines for the set positive or negative x, and we're just going to come to the move block vertical, and we'll just change it out for the z or z, and we'll paste that in to the comment, and I've done it again. I've said put y rather than z, and once we've done that, let's just copy that line again, and of course this time it's going to be the negative on the z. So yeah, apologies, I say Z because I'm from the UK. I know some of you will say Z, so I hope it doesn't irritate some of you too much, but we all say things differently. I suppose that's part of life. So let's just we'll copy and paste the position where we clamp the values. So let's have a look. We need to change that to Z position. So we'll just change that there as well, and there, and so let's have a look. I don't think, no, we don't need to change anything else. So let's just save that off for the moment, and of course now all we need to do is change this from +1, plus equals 1, sorry, to just the Z position. And let's just change that into the comments. And again, we can just copy and paste that in here as well, and we'll save that off there. So I'm going to leave it there for this lesson. I mean, we've tested it out. We know it works on the X. We know it will work on the Z. We'll test both of them out again when we come back to this and start optimizing and fixing a few of the little issues. But that'll be for the upcoming videos, so please stay tuned to that. And thank you to my patrons, and if I could ask any of you, if you're interested in supporting the channel, please check out the Patreon page because it really does help. But we'll leave it there for this video. So until then, as always, bye for now.